Some guys have an image of the ideal woman they want to bring home to mama. But when Cupid's arrow strikes, you might just find your laundry list of qualities thrown out the door, because when it comes down to it, all women are created beautiful. Here are the 10 most unusual wives in the world. What's up, Factnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. You'd better stay tuned for our number one pick, because she's definitely not your typical suburban housewife. Let's get to it. Number 10, Cathy Yung. Nope, this is not a picture of a woman from the early 19th century. This living artifact from a bygone era is Cathy Yung, who currently holds the Guinness record for the world's tiniest waist on a living person that measures a staggering 15 inches. Where does her gut go? Does she even have one? And get this, she even has 3 children with her husband Bob. Apparently, it was Bob's fascination for wasp waists that inspired Cathy to achieve the same silhouette. When they got married in 1959, Cathy's waist measured a pretty normal 26 inches. But after the couple came back from a trip to England in 1983 and saw a number of women wearing tightly laced corsets, Cathy decided to try cinching her own waist. She would wear her corset for 23 straight hours a day, only taking it off when she goes for a shower. And who puts the corset back on her? Her husband, Bob, of course. It's safe to say Bob finally got his ideal girl. I guess true love does conquer all, including rib cages. Thought this woman was unbelievable? Wait till you see our number one entry. Just looking at her will make you numb in the face. Number 9, Alia Nazirova. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Wait, that's not Rapunzel, but she sure is a dead ringer. 30-year-old Russian woman Alia Nazirova has been growing her hair for over 23 years and credits her favorite fairy tale characters as her main inspiration. Get it? Main inspiration? Anyway. Measuring more than 7 feet long, which is as long as an average cow, in case you're wondering, Alia's long locks have certainly brought her plenty of attention. In fact, she has already amassed more than 17,000 followers on Instagram alone. Have you seen her recent Halloween costume on IG? Just kidding. Because the internet is full of worthless haters who have nothing else better to do with their lives, Alia says she gets her fair share of negative comments about her crowning glory. Good thing her real-life Prince Charming, Ivan Balaban, is there to protect her at all costs. Ivan says he even makes sure there's enough space on their bed to accommodate Alia's hair so it won't get accidentally damaged. As a wise man once said, happy wife, happy life. Right, honey? Number 8, Natalie Werrett. This proud 330-pound lady is living proof that when it comes to true love, size doesn't matter. Natalie had a rough time growing up, being bullied a lot at school and at the same time being pressured by her own family to trim down. She admits to trying different diets, health regimens, and at one point even resorted to taking slimming pills. But as her self-pity blew up, so did her body. To make matters worse, her ex-fiancé cheated on her because of her weight. But Natalie's life took a huge turn for the better when she met her husband, Liam. They met at the Royal Air Force Base where Liam was working as a groundskeeper while Natalie was serving at the nursery. Liam was instantly smitten by the voluptuous vixen and made Natalie feel more confident in her own skin. The couple now works together to promote Natalie's bombshell curves, with Liam taking saucy photographs of his wife, which they post on websites dedicated to appreciating big, beautiful women. Now that's one supportive husband. Number 7, Katiusha Hoshino. At just 35.2 inches tall, Katiusha Hoshino is a small lady with big dreams, including being happily married to a man who will accept her for who she is. But that doesn't mean she would fall for a guy that easily. In fact, when she first talked to her future husband, Paulo da Silva Barros, on the internet in 2008, Katiusha found his tired pickup lines so annoying that she blocked him on a messaging site. But that didn't stop Paulo from winning over the sassy lady. 8 years after, in 2016, the two tied the knot and were officially declared by Guinness as the world's shortest couple. Katusha suffers from achondroplasia dwarfism, which affects her bone growth. But when Paolo, who also suffers from a form of dwarfism, first saw Katusha on a dating site, he instantly knew she was the one for him. Oh, that's so sweet. After almost 4 years of being married, the couple continues to support each other's individual careers. Katusha as a beauty salon owner and Paolo as a legal secretary. Number 6. Allegra Cole. At 50 years old, Allegra Cole is still bursting with so much confidence, all thanks to her enormous 54-inch chest, and she's on a mission to empower other women as well to improve their looks and boost their self-esteem. This busty lady from Orange County juggles her responsibilities as a mom to her 8 kids and as a booming businesswoman. Allegra believes that enhancing one's God-given gifts can significantly uplift a person's spirit. So she set up a crowdfunding/dating site to help other women who want to undergo breast augmentation. Thankfully, her husband, Dyson Soleil, who's also a proud feminist, gives her all the support she needs. Whew. Number 5. Michelle Ruffinelli. Kim Kardashian? Meh. Michelle Ruffinelli? Now that's one bootylicious mama! This happily married mother of 4 currently has the biggest hips in the world, measuring an incredible 8 feet in circumference. Michelle says while she's naturally endowed in the rear area, giving birth to her kids was also a huge factor for her bombastic bum. Although she struggles with doorways, has steel-supported chairs at home, and sleeps in a 7-foot wide bed, Michelle is loud and proud of her body. So what does her husband Reggie Brooks think about her huge assets? He wouldn't want it any other way. Number 4. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Some people will do the craziest things in the name of love. Just ask billionaire socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein. Reportedly, in order to please her cat-loving ex-husband Alec Wildenstein, Jocelyn went under the knife to make her look more feline. Although Jocelyn is quick to deny allegations of her undergoing cosmetic surgery, crediting her exotic features to her Swiss ancestry, celebrity doctors believe she's had multiple enhancements. They speculate that Jocelyn has had a brow lift, a facelift, chin augmentation, and eyelid surgery, to name a few. However, all the alleged surgeries weren't enough to keep the marriage alive, as Jocelyn and Alec eventually got divorced in 1999. Number 3. Charlotte Gutenberg. Is it a painting? A coloring book? Nope, it's the most tattooed woman in the world. At 71 years old, Charlotte Gutenberg has more than 98% of her entire body covered in ink. But just when you thought this human canvas has always lived her life in Technicolor, would you believe she only got her first tattoo at the age of 50? That's because her late husband hated tattoos. Like, seriously despised them. But when she met her current husband, Chuck Helmke, in a tattoo parlor, she finally got to fulfill her lifelong dream. And get this, Charlotte isn't the only record holder in the family, because Chuck holds the title for the most tattooed male baby boomer. Now, who wouldn't be green with envy at this colorful couple? Number 2. Lorna Bigham. This extremely jacked mom was still pumping iron when she was 9 months pregnant and went back to the gym just 6 weeks after giving birth. She even qualified for the British Female Bodybuilding Finals before her newborn daughter reached 1 year old. How's that for a superwoman? 40-year-old Lorna Bigham from Hamilton, Scotland is crushing all gender stereotypes as she balances her duties as a mom of 4, a professional bodybuilder, and a firefighter. She typically wakes up at 5 a.m. every day and does an hour of cardio before sending her kids off to school. The rest of the day sees her feeding her babies, cleaning the house, doing her firefighting shift, and squeezing in some weightlifting. Lorna is able to juggle all her tasks thanks to her supportive husband Steven, who's also a bodybuilder. The swole sweethearts met during a bodybuilding competition in 2013 and has since become inseparable. As their muscles grew stronger, so did their love for each other. They make a perfect spotter for each other too. Number 1. Elaine Davidson. How many piercings do you have in your body right now? 1? 2? If you think having 10 piercings makes you a badass, this woman has almost 10,000 of them. It was in 1997 when Brazilian-born Elaine Davidson got her first ever piercing, and she never looked back. In 2003, she was officially awarded the Guinness World Record for the most piercings in a woman. Even though a lot of people poke fun at her heavily punctured skin, Elaine is proud of her unique look. But out of all the jewelry that's littered all over her face and body, perhaps the most important one is the ring on her finger. Aww, courtesy of the love of her life, Douglas Watson, who, interestingly, doesn't have a single piercing to his name. Opposites really do attract. And there you have it, the 10 most unusual wives in the world. Who among them did you find the most amazing? Let us know in the comments section below. Want to be a part of our fantastic tribe of Factnatics? Easy! Just smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get first dibs on our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And if these unusual women left you craving more, then check out our countdown of the 10 most unusual couples in the world. You won't want to miss it. Till then, stay quirky, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.